We are live, and let's start with this. Have you been wondering why everyone is talking about Apecoin, the BAW? No, anyway. But yeah, seriously, have you ever wondering why people are talking about these cryptocurrencies, Apecoin, BAYC Club? And we're going to talk about all that today, guys, because it's also going to be a nice refresher to understand how this crypto mania started last year and why we got to this point. Now, because in one day alone, this coin rose all the way to 7 billion in market cap. It dropped back down. Now it's about 2 billion, but the company itself is also being worth a lot of money. We're going to break it down piece by piece so that you can understand how we got to this point and understand maybe the future opportunities that can come from these NFT crypto projects. Let's get into it.
Hey, yeah. It's all about wealth engineering. Might be something that you're not used to. It's okay, cause I'm here to introduce you to concepts. Time to grow and make big moves. All about crypto, come see. Stocks in business, yes indeed. Got the info that you need. Hosted by my homie JC. Hey, yeah. Wealth engineering. Stacking and stacking it up. It's time to generate wealth. Till you living like Scrooge McDuck. Hey, wealth engineering. It's time to show you the game. Till you living like Richie Rich. Till you ballin' like Bruce Wayne. Hey, you ain't gotta be an expert, no problem. It don't really matter where you at, just start it. It'll take time, hard work, and
What's up, guys? This is JC, and welcome to the Wealth Engineering channel. This is where I create content so that you can learn how to make, keep, and multiply money. And, we're talking about cryptocurrencies today, but specifically NFT projects and also the back club, the ape coins. We're going to be talking about all that, breaking it down so that you can understand how we got to this point, guys. It's mania. It's been mania since last year. It's been mania this year as well. And it's looking like it's just the beginning for this year. We're going to have more and more of that. So you're going to be understanding how we got to this point. But if you don't know anything about NFTs or you're trying to catch up on what's been happening, this is going to be a great stream for you. You're going to be understanding why there's mania. And it's something that, just a picture, bare picture might not look like much, but it can be selling for over six figures. Talking about mid six figures for some random pictures. And we're going to break it down the psychology behind value, basically. Why what may seems not valuable for you may have a huge value for other people out there, and why companies are leveraging that, and understand also branding and pop cultures. We're going to break all that down because the company responsible for this project, NFT project, Apecoin, is and not necessarily Apecoin because Apecoin is by someone else, but specifically the back club. They have those notion very well with them, and branding, understand how to leverage pop cultures, and this is a very a use case study for business in general and how you can learn from that. So it's going to be an interesting stream. We're going to break it down and let's get into it. But first, I got to say hello to Peter Investor M. Salute to you. Also, Last Year's Journey. Thank you very much for being here. Hello, hello. And let's get into it. So I have a lot of files I want to break down for you guys. I was actually getting ready for the stream, getting all the links ready, and I'm gonna try to go through them very quick. But it's going to help me illustrate what's been happening right now. So last year, you probably heard about NFT somewhere. Like a lot of superstar celebrities started posting NFTs on their Twitter accounts. Like it basically reached the masses. Well, very early on last year, we had like actually the NBA who started a trend, basically taking video clips of their players shooting, dunking, and all that, and they put that into small clips that to they would sell to people, to fans. I actually bought one just to try it out for $47 from one of my favorite NBA players. So the problem is it wasn't necessarily in the blockchain yet. So they were just trying it out, but it went viral. It went super viral. And that was kind of like setting the tone for the year alone. and it's called NBA Top Shot. If you want to check it out, you can go ahead. But last year, also, as this was happening with the NBA, there was also three major NFT projects that were really like that was very successful around that time, and those three projects started the mania of NFTs. That every influencer started talking about it, celebrities started talking about it. Snoop Dogg launching his own NFTs and all that. It basically it the what I want you to get from this is in January, no one knew what an NFT was. By April, almost everyone online heard at least once the word NFT. So within these 3 months, it was going nuts, and every day this whole niche was growing at a pace, at a rapid pace. And on top of that, we had other cryptocurrencies that was booming. Meme coins, Dogecoin was booming around March, April. After it was Shiba, so there was so much money being pumped in the crypto market, but a lot of that was going to NFTs at the beginning of the market, and a lot of that was going to other cryptocurrencies as well, like Shiba, like meme coins, right? Later we had other type of niche that was happening, like the metaverse, for example. So and part of the NFTs make its way to the metaverse, so it's kind of like the same trend moving along, and moving like that. Salute to you, Paris Johnson. Salute to you. Huge shout out to you, sir, and thank you. This guy's been doing some great work on Instagram stories, sharing that with me. And make sure also you subscribe to my IG. I also post some contents that I don't necessarily post here, like a video shorts or reels. But make sure you can check it out. The IG, I changed it to JC, the Asian guy, but it's still me. And you can follow me like that. But salute to you, Paris, and thank you for joining us. And guys, please hit the like button as you join in. All right. So that's basically what happened last year, guys. Three NFT projects basically was responsible for a lot of the mania that we started. So the first one that started all this mania was actually called like CryptoPunks. You might hear it online in the NFT community, CryptoPunks. Let me share my screen with you. You'll have an idea what it looks like. Just to give you an idea, something like this, right? A random picture. It's 2D, like a low resolution pixel, very like random, like computer generated in a way, right? So something like this would sell for $530 million. Why this CryptoPunk NFT sold for 530 million US dollars, guys? This is crazy, right? And now everyone who had a CryptoPunk, they were trying to sell them at a high price. There was many copycats. Then after there was the same type of drawing for cats that was going viral also. So people were trying to make as much money as possible. Some people even started business where they would buy NFTs at launch and then they would try to flip them. Sometimes they would be successful, sometimes not. Most of the case not. But if you end up on one successful project, then you can see how it can lead to some significant gains, right? So that was definitely the first thing that was pumping last year, and you could see how by the end of the 2021, how high some of those NFTs was going, right? Then we also had, just to show you, right? Now CryptoPunk is still making records. Just last month, they had another record. They set another record this time for $24 million that an NFT sold at. So it's and they're selling it in the OpenSea market. We did a stream on NFT before, so make sure you check it out. But I talk about OpenSea and how to create your own NFT. But they're selling it for Ethereum. Ethereum is the base currency there. So 8,000 Ethereum times, right? Ethereum could be $2,000 worth. It could be 3,000 depending on when you check it. But that goes for about 20.7 million, right? Crazy amount of money. And the other project that was going nuts to the moon. It was I don't know if you heard it, but it was basically a drawing from this character right here. This It's called a Michael Joseph Winkelmann, right? It was making of drawing. Basically, every day it was creating a digital art, right? And what he did is he actually put all of his digital art, 5,000 of them. For They put them together into one picture, and then he was able to sell that. And you could see last year this NFT associated with the everyday first. So I'll show you what it looks like. A collage of image for his everyday series sold for $69 million on March 12, 2021. So around that time, guys, that's when the mania really started. When people were hearing about just pictures selling for millions over and over and over again, then people were really wondering, like, what's going on? Am I missing out? You had the FOMO. The FOMO was really kicking in, right? FOMO was really kicking in. And what is FOMO? Fear of missing out. So that's when every crypto enthusiast, they were making deep research on NFT and see how much of that money they could get in, right? But for the most part, the masses they weren't really aware of it yet. But when you hear in the news that something sell like this, at least it puts it in your mind that what's going on. That was April last year, right? But then the third project that was that was going viral, right? It was actually launched a lot the month following this big event here, where this this picture was sold. Again, this is the collage. It doesn't look like much. It looks like a bunch of pictures. Like from far, it doesn't look much, right? If I click on it, try to zoom a bit, it's not going to look like much. But if we're able to zoom on it and get the high quality of this picture, then you would actually see each individual art. And he's also a very famous artist as a digital art, so that's why he sold it. But one of the reason that you're going to break it down is he had a big community behind him, right? He had a big community. The community value his work. So when he actually put it as an NFT and made it just one NFT, it made it super valuable. And whoever owns it was willing to put $69 million to get it, right? So the following month, we had another project that was um launched, and these guys, they were working on something special, um very special. And it's known as the Bored Ape Yacht Club, right? And the Bored Ape Yacht Club, and just the name alone, it's kind of like yacht club, right? And that's the genius part of it, because we're going to get into that later. But let me very quickly go to the comment. What's up, Snuggles? Real deal financial. Salute. What's up to you? And let me see what's going on here. And yes, so if we check on, we can check on Wikipedia to see what it says. It says Bored Ape Yacht Club. I call it the Back Club, or Back, just, or simply Bored Ape, is a non-fungible token, right? So we talked about non-fungible token before. I made a stream about that, but it's basically where every single token is unique, so you cannot necessarily swap it just for another one. It's every single one of them is unique in its own way, and that adds a certain type of value, especially when it's a limited collection. So that adds some value as well, right? Let me very quickly say hello to GT Coin Rings. How are you doing? Thank you for sponsoring the stream as of now. Keep the great content coming. Thank you very much. And let me save that right here. Right. Also, Mr. Peter Investor M, he became a multimillionaire by selling NFT and kept collecting royalties from them. Absolutely. This is the other thing you can do with NFT, guys. You can program them in a way that whoever wants to sell them back to the second-hand market can actually collect royalty. Like, you can make it like, maybe I earn 10% from that sale. So this is some good source of money from monetizing your skills, right? So going back to this definition here, it's a non-fungible token collection built on the Ethereum blockchain. The Ethereum, it's was probably the second biggest cryptocurrency in the world. It's an ecosystem that you can use to it's kind of like think of it as Ethereum is the app store, right? You can go on the app store and create any app you want and put it there. So it's the same thing for cryptocurrency. And it was the first app store, for lack of a better word, of the cryptocurrencies. So that's why it's very popular, and a lot of projects use this platform to launch themselves in, right? The collection feature profile, um, a cartoon apes that are procedurally generated by an algorithm. So Yuga Labs are responsible for creating this, and it is the parent company of Board Ape Yacht Club. And the project launched a live pre-sale on April 23rd, 2021. Right. So April 23rd, we're basically ending April. And if you actually bought one of these drawings, those cartoons that you're seeing here of the apes, each of them are unique. You see this one has a laser and a different color background. This one has like a Terminator eye. Well, you could have bought any of these um, NFTs for like $200 last year around that time, right? You could. Some of them are more rare than others, so more expensive than others. But basically, if you had $1,000, you could have bought maybe two or three good NFTs from these projects at pre-sale. And then the first day, it wasn't that popular yet. It wasn't really booming yet. But it took no time for this project to really boom, and by the next month after that, it started raising, and the price appreciation from this project rose so much that it got to a point where even Steph Curry, right, in August, right? So we're talking about April it launched, end of April, May, June, July, August, in basically 5 months. Steph Curry jumps into these projects, and he has to pay 180,000 to purchase a Board Ape digital artwork that looks like this, right? So imagine you were one of the very few one who had it for about 300 bucks, and then you're reselling it back to Steph Curry for this. So this is crazy. But why would Steph Curry want to buy this, right? There is about 10,000 of these drawings. Each of them are different. But the way they really play it out, it's the marketing that they've done with this is genius. It's genius. They kind of made it like a status symbol. They made it like a pop culture symbol. They're partnering their brands. And be very quick, let me give a shout out to Peter Investor M. Salute to you. No comments, just love. Thank you very much for your super chat. And let me add this in helping sponsoring the stream. And yes, guys, so that's basically what they're doing. Imagine you were selling this, buying it for 200 bucks, selling it for 100,000. And what made that price separation happen so fast? Couple things came into factors, right? First, the name, Board Ape, not really particularly there, but Yacht Club. So right then and there, you have the psychology of saying, what does it mean, a yacht club? Like right then and there, you're like, oh, maybe it's like an exclusive a group just for rich people. It's a yacht club. You're going to like it's going to bring your curiosity in a way. And right then and there, it's already you already have this sense of exclusivity there, right? Now, when you go on their website, that's the website right here. When you go on their website, you don't necessarily see anything that tells you exactly what the perks are. So they really led it to people's imagination doing the work for them. So they tell you it's a Board Ape Yacht Club, and what they do tells you is that if you own this NFT, you're going to have exclusive perks that only the NFT holders can have and no one else, right? So they started this, and I think it was the first NFT projects who made this concept popular, right? 10,000 NFTs. And if you are owner of these NFTs, you get access to perks that only you can get and no one else can get. So they made it pretty broad. They didn't and tell you exactly specifically what it was, but most people were like, "Oh my god! Well, if it's called a yacht club, and they're going to give exclusive perks, well, it's definitely going to be like some special party, some special meetup at a yacht club or something. Maybe you can share your yacht." Like, you imagine people online were going totally nuts out there, and then people start going on forums, Twitter, sharing their ideas on what they think it's going to be. That was driving the hype, right? That was driving the hype. And basically, Yuga Lab was having the internet and people's imagination working for them without them spending much money on marketing themselves. And that's how it went. It started to go viral that way. And on top of that, more hype, limited amount, definitely rise the price crazy. Now, if you go under gallery, guys, it's just to show you, even to till this day, it's still high, right? You go in like any model here. Let's click this one, for example, board app zero, and you try to sell it, right? So this one right here is going for about 30 Ethereum, which is worth at today's time about $91,000, right? And you can make an offer to get it. So it's really again, it's going for a high price, and all of them are going for at least 100,000 on the second market if you want to buy it. So just randomly I'll choose one and see what we get. But that's look at that, $259,000. So crazy amount. This one is probably rare because of the eyes and the neck. Sometimes they have maybe the hat makes it a bit more valuable because it has the hat and the logo brand on it. That makes it more rare. Now, that's also another way to boost the brand, right? Because that's basically all they're selling. Basically, it's they're selling the NFTs, but they're marketing it as the brand, and it's what you're paying for is not necessarily the product. There's no product in a way. It's mostly the brand. It's the same strategy that Supreme did, right? Selling regular items, could be a shirt, literally just a white shirt with the word Supreme on it, would sell for like a lot of money. We're talking about thousands of dollars, like so hundreds or thousands of dollars. So that creates in your mind a level of scarcity, a level of exclusivity, and it forces people to be like, well, I want to feel special, right? I want to have something that no one else has. Now I know for a fact, me, I'm very much like that. I want to be able to own things that other people don't have. But now I'm so I'm actually to the extreme, guys. I'm actually to the extreme because I'm so bad at this that I would rather create my own shirt, right? Putting my own logo into it and not even sell it just so that I can say only I owns this in the world, right? So very, very good comment, Mr. JT Coin Rings. Supreme created a brand culture. Absolutely, 100% agree. And that's exactly what the Bored Ape Yacht Club is doing on the crypto world. There was definitely the first projects who had the Supreme mentality in creating a brand culture. And they added that they leveraged the exclusivity of the NFTs, the like it's only 10,000, basically a limited amount of numbers. They're telling you if you have this NFT, is going to unlock features in the future. They don't tell you what it is. They don't tell you what it is. They just tell you, hey, it's going to be exclusive just for you. And then they let the brand do the work for them. People say yacht club, they hear exclusive perks. Still this day, guys, they haven't even made anything special, anything specific about what exactly they're going to do. They say that yes, you can have access to merch, you can have access to other things, other exclusive perks, but they never say exactly you can get this item right here if you're an owner. All that is the people's imagination working and doing the work, right? So that's how this project got in. They also say that you can get access to celebrities, right? So if you own this item or this NFT, you can get access to celebrities, but they don't tell you what celebrities you're going to meet. But just the idea of possibly meeting someone who's well known, like imagine you people meet Snoop Dogg, for example, right? Imagine people meet Steph Curry, who actually owns, who purchased with his own money one of these NFT. So that's another way that they're driving value to these projects without necessarily selling anything of value. right? Just that's how they bring value to the brand, right? They raise the value of the brand by giving or incentivizing people and keep people hopeful, and also build that community, right? So that started a whole community. People that had the NFTs, they want to create their own community. They want to they put that NFT as their and as their profile pictures on Twitter, so it gave them a sense of exclusivity already. And then everyone who sees that, they're like, "Oh my God, this guy's the real deal. He has a real one, right?" So um, it kind of like makes it cool, and we're going to break that later on the brand aspect, because there is a lot to learn from this, right? Now, very recently, they also released 6 days ago, March 16, they released a new coin called Ape Coin token. And then this coin has been going nuts, lots of money. We're going to talk about that too. But if you were an NFT holder, if you had one of the original NFTs, well, you could get up to $100,000 in free money, in free Apecoin money, that you could have gone back and sell it at another exchange and then convert that for US dollars, right? So this is one of the perks that we're seeing. Last year there was almost no perks, just the rumors, but now we're seeing the perks in real time, and then the Ape Coin are given to people that bought and hold this NFT, right? So we're going to be discussing about that too, but I wanted to break down um, the story and how we got to this point so far, and give you a walkthrough of what's happening. Any question? Do you guys have any questions um, on the chat? Let me know. I'll be happy to answer that for you. And yes, guys. Also, what I wanted to tell you guys. So remember, they were talking about the Yuga Labs, right? So the Yuga Labs now can say they owns an asset that is worth, billions of dollars, because now they with the Ape Coin, people are buying it, people are selling it. There is a lot of transaction that's happening with those NFT I showed you. So these are assets that they technically create, and the brand on this NFT, the Board Ape Yacht Club, that's become brand now. So they can say this brand is worth X amount of dollars, and they're evaluating that in a billion. That was last year, right? Now, they're creating the Ape Coin, and just to give you an idea here, let's go on the Apecoin website right here. I'll show you what I mean, because and the way they released it also, guys, was genius. We're gonna break that out. But Apecoin, so this is the Apecoin that they did. If you have the NFTs, you get the Apecoin. And yes, if you want to check exactly what it does, Apecoin is for the Web3 economy. Okay, so that's another thing they're giving. It's like, hey, there is a utility to this coin. There is you can use it as payment. We're going to break that down as well. But it's Web3. It's basically carrying your wallet on the internet with you. And then in your wallet, you need dollars, you need currency, so you could actually use Apecoin as a way to do that, right? So the culture has found new expression in Web3 through art, gaming, entertainment, and events. The possibility of blockchain's impact on the culture are so endless, and that they can't possibly be all predicted. Of course, being very general here, but they're it's also hyping, right? They're hyping a lot of that. But what I can tell you is some places are already accepting Apecoin and giving more utility. Like, for example, this project right here, Animoka, the Animoka brand was a popular game. Benji Bananas adopt Apecoin for play to earn. Right? We talked about play to earn before, but if you're new to this concept, it's basically there are some assets in the game in the form of NFT. You play the game, you have the sweat equity, and then in rewards you get those assets, but these assets are limited, right? And then you can go in an exchange and go sell those assets for money, right? So you play to earn. That's the concept that is leading the way in the metaverse slash gaming world. and it's going to open the door to the metaverse world, right? Now remember, this coin is worth something in dollars. So if you play a game, you get, let's say, 10 Ape Coin. You can go on an exchange and turn and convert that into dollars. And we're talking about some. It could be some quite some good money here. If we go on Coin Market Cap, you see Ape Coin right now is $13. All right, so that could be some good money right here. It depends on how much you earn, of course, but that's how the play to earn system works. And right now, it's already being adopted on games. And to go even nuts, look at this. There is this place called E11 Residence in Miami, Florida, announced that they're accepting Ape coins for purchasing condo units effective immediately. Right? Effective immediately. Now, I want to go back to this point I was making earlier. Imagine you bought this at $200. Now it is worth $269. Okay. And then you didn't sell it. You didn't sell it, you just hold it. And then on top of that, you get an additional $100,000 in a form of Apecoin, right? In the form of Ape coins, you get all that. And then now you can go and you got free money, right? And then you have a place like this telling you that they're accepting Apecoin to purchase condo units effective immediately. So you see how now you're taking an idea that was random, that you could have just watched that picture last year and be like, why would I pay $200 for something like this? And for the most part, you would have been right. Most NFT projects fails, right? Most NFT project doesn't go anywhere. So you could have paid this and it wouldn't go anywhere, right? But sorry, if you go on but it's not just the NFT part that makes it valuable. It's the NFT, it's the community, it's the utility, it's the roadmap, it's a lot of things add together. It's the marketing, it's the adoptions, and more importantly, Mr. JT mentioned it here, it's the brain culture, right? Just like they were approaching it with the Supreme, it's the culture that makes it valuable, because this is not something other company can replicate. Shout out to Peter Investor M for renewing his membership for this month. Thank you very much, sir. Very you always support the channels, truly appreciate it, and thank you very much for being here. Let me shout out to Cashflow Hunter as well. How are you doing, sir? Still hard for me to believe that people invest on a monkey picture. And man, it is what it is. It's just a monkey. But it's not that innocent, is it? It could be worth a lot of money. There is a segment of the population who's not happy about this actually using ape for that, but who knows, eh? Who cares? Yeah, I care about the money. I don't care about what people take or not, but it's interesting concept. Interesting concept. But um so yes, guys, just weird. Imagine that you would have bought something for less than $1,000, and then you would get like, you could sell it for $200, $200,000, and then or receiving $100,000 worth of Apecoin as as rewards, or as just for holding it, that you can apply in Miami, Florida to buy a condo. Crazy. But it gets worse, and this is on Twitter, right? So you don't know if it's real, but I mean, I know this 11 one is real. But look at this, guy. I was on Twitter and I was researching for this, and then I saw this tweet and I was like, this is madness, man. This is ridiculous. Look at this. Breaking news: Yuga Labs and Bored Apes announce that a deal with Saudi Arabia. A deal with Saudi Arabia to price all oil sales from here on out in Ape Coin. This is absolutely BS, man. I don't even need to do my research. There's no way this is going to happen. But man, that would be so funny, man. That would be so funny if that was true. Soon to be a new global reserve currency, man. These guys, well, you see, things like this are hyping the community out there, and then people are going to make all sorts of rumors. The community is going to tell you we're going to have diamond hands, right? They're going to make crazy rumors, but the reason why I wanted to show you that is this is the exact same mindset that started the hype that made those random NFT project worth so much, right? Because again, they saw the name Yacht Club. So imagine you would start a project between me and you, right? Let's say Peter Investor M. I meet you and I'm like, you know what, Peter Investor M, let's go start a project, an NFT project. We're gonna call it Bored Ape Yacht Club. We're not going to say anything, but we're just going to say if you buy this in the future, you're going to have exclusive rewards. You're going to have exclusive perks that only you can get, right? It's going to be this special. Let's not call it Bored Ape. Let's call it, I don't know, the 1%. Let's call it the 1% Yacht Club. Well, let me know in the chat, guys. What name what crazy exclusive name would you name an NFT project like this? Let me know in the chat. But for sake of example, I'm just going to go for 1%, right? That's the 1% Yacht Club. So you don't see exactly what it is, and we barely have money to launch the drawings, right? Let's say we hire someone, a digital art creator. We told them, hey, here's $1,000. That's all we have in our pockets. Create $10,000, 10,000 different variation of this drawing, and then yes, sell it, give it to us. You go on fiverr.com, you get someone in Pakistan, in India, in the Philippines that could create something like this for you for very cheap, and then $1,000 gets you 10,000 drawings, and that's it. You have a project. But we put some money on the website. We make the website clean. We make it like 1%. Like we make something that the 1% would be proud of, and that's the branding that we're going. You know what? Let's call it the high value man token, right? Let's call it the high value man token, right? This is the brand that we're going after, the high value man, right? So basically, if you're not high value, you're not there. If you're not a man, you're not there. Just high value man, right? And then you call something like this and you say, hey, we're going to give you a high value perks for holding this high value token. We're going to give you high value perks, right? So next thing you know, the rumors are starting. What kind of perks are we going to get? Maybe we're going to get a plane ride. Maybe we're going to get a boat. Maybe we're going to get a free trip, seating tickets to NBA games at the playoffs, at the finals, right? Things like a cigar, watches, Rolex, right? It could be anything high value men would wear. And you let the community imagine themselves, and that serves two purposes. It serves what the community wants you to give them without spending any money. And then on top of that, the price of the tokens are rising. It raised the price of your company. You can see now your brand is worth this much because on the crypto world, this is the market cap, right? You could say that. Look, if we're looking at this, if we're looking at this chart right here, look at the market cap for Apecoin. This is a coin that was released March 16, guys. $3.7 billion as of today. $3.7 billion. So now you can go to a venture capitalist and be like, yo, I just created this brand right here. It's being sold. It has a market cap of $3.7 billion. How much would you estimate my company to be? Let's say my company is worth 500 million. Let's say, right? We could say it's worth 700 million, and then you get you sell some shares for extra cash, and boom, you got a brand. Now with this cash, what do you do with it? You go and deliver and at least one perks that you say you're going to do that is a perks for a high value man. And maybe that's going to be free tickets to the NBA finals for everyone who has the coin, right? It could be something like that. Or it could be, I'm sending you a Rolex. And you buy the cheapest Rolex possible, but he's like, at least it's a Rolex. And how did Rolex did that? Same concept, right? Made it something super exclusive, super rare, build it around the brand as opposed to the watch, and the value of the brand and what you can do, what it symbolizes. And that over a long period of time becomes a status symbol. It becomes part of pop culture, right? And then now everyone is working so hard to get a Rolex. They feel successful if they get it, right? It becomes, in some cultures, it becomes a rite of passage. Shout out to Needs Watches. He was mentioning that to me. It becomes a rite of passage from boy to man. You buy yourself a Rolex. So again, guys, this is how cultures are made, but this is how it starts, and we're seeing it happen in the crypto world for the first time with the Board Ape Yacht Club projects, and then the first reward that basically they gave since last year, which is the Ape Coin. And all they had to do, guys, is create an Ape Coin and let the brand work for itself, right? So it's not like they actually gave $100,000 worth of cash. That's not what they did. They gave cryptocurrencies. They made an initial sell offering, and people are buying it and be like, okay, so based on the price that this is the amount of Apecoin we have, this is the price it is listed at. So therefore, it is worth X amount of dollars, and then people are buying more and more. And look how much it rose. Look how much it rose, right? We could say like, hey, it was the volume was about like a seven volume, meaning buys and sell, right? $77 million drop all the way to 138, blah, 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 rose. And then in terms of volume, we're talking about like $7.4 billion in volumes in 24 hours, right? And all I had to do is create the coin, not put any money in actually giving the people cash. I gave people cryptocurrencies and let the market set the price for me. But for them to set the price and that it reached 7.7 billion in volume in 24 hours, they had to leverage many things, such as Steph Curry, for example, right? Such as other celebrities, such as being listed on billboards, right? Just take one NFT, you list it on billboards. People are like, oh, okay, what is this? And then the first thing they get is they hear is the word yacht club. They're like, okay. And then you have all the rumors saying that maybe we're going to get a party on a yacht club just for owners. Now you're like, I have the money. I want to be special. Why not? Right? Because that's the other thing. You may have the money, but if you don't have the NFT, no matter how much money you have, you don't have these perks. So it gives an extra layer of exclusivity on top of money. And people are just, it just drives people crazy, and they want that status symbol. It becomes a status symbol to have it. And that's how in a very short amount of time they were able to create a powerful brand. And now they're leveraging the brand to drive value on a cryptocurrencies that doesn't necessarily have utility on day one. Understand? Like right now, when I showed you about this, the Amico popular game Benji adopts Apecoin. This is recent, right? But by that time, March 17, by the time they announced this, the crypto was already trading at like it was already on a $2 billion market cap. So it's very interesting, guys, to understand. So there is no real value yet directly from the cryptocurrencies. It's mostly the brand, but it's going to get there. They're going to use it as a payment system, and yes, we'll see how it goes in the metaverse. You can get a lot of values, but it's the community behind it that's going to keep it alive. And in cryptocurrency, guys, the most valuable thing you can have is the community. The community behind a project can really make or break a project. And from the beginning, because of all the hypes, because of the people's imagination and the marketing that the company did initially, that really drove to the fast growth of the community, and that's why now it's become super valuable. So going back to this article right here, So Yuga Labs sets to launch. So, sorry. Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear that. But Yuga Labs sets to launch Board Ape Metaverse. Board Ape Metaverse, right? So it's going to be like probably a game metaverse where you see all the characters that they were able to 10,000 different apes animated in the metaverse, for example. It could be something like that after raising $450 million. So they went to maybe a venture capitalist. Let's see what it says here. Creator has raised 450 million, bringing its valuation after funding to $4 billion valuation. So you see how you create value? You do everything I just mentioned, guys. Right? The brand, you've been marketing it, you get other superstars on board. And then now when you're ready to start you haven't created anything yet because you don't really have the money to create it yet, right? But you get the brand to work for you. And then it's being resold at the second market at like 6 figures. So you leverage all that, and you'll be like, you go to a venture capitalist, you'll be like, hey, we're evaluating this company and the community that we have that are willing to buy our product for 6 figures, right? We're evaluating all that to be $4 billion. And then you take a loan, basically you sell shares for 450 million. And then with that money, you go and you create a project. So where they decided to create a project is on that metaverse Board Ape platform that they're going to basically work on with that money. And I hope they do other things with that money too. But it's interesting, right? Now, why would a venture capitalist accept this evaluation at $4 billion without them actually creating anything of utility yet? It's because, like I said before, it's in crypto, in business in general. If you can get a paying community behind you, the bigger it is, the more valuable it is because you can market them anything. And as I mentioned before, imagine from the beginning of the brand Supreme, you were very early on that project. You had a share of that company. Well, it's the same thing when you have the NFT. Having the NFT is kind of like holding a share of this brand right here. And there's only 10,000 shares. All right. So that's where it drives its value. And it's very interesting, guys. Now the startup plans to build its own APE metaverse called Otherwise. The company said Monday. So again, led by venture capitalist firm Anderson Horowitz, video game maker. So yeah, it's the same thing I was mentioning earlier. So the Animoka brand as well, cryptocurrencies firm like FTX, man, FTX is building their brand also very aggressive. This is this is the only exchange that I've noticed that is competing with crypto.com in terms of branding. They're actually beating crypto.com in 2021 in branding. So, and they go very fast. But the founder of this exchange is a billionaire already. I think he's probably a crypto billionaire. And then I think he put so much money. He have to put like $1 billion in marketing alone. So he puts a lot of money in marketing, man, because you see FTX everywhere, acquiring projects everywhere. So it's the only thing that competing with crypto.com. And I at this point I'm not sure who's beating who, but um, it's very interesting. Coinbase, MoonPay, the funding round is the company's largest move following the IP acquisition of and the launch of new cryptocurrencies. Right. So very interesting things. They're also making other moves as well, which is a very smart move. Let me see if I can find the article for you guys. You'll understand. But before I go to the next article, let me go. Let me go in the comment section and check out Cashflow Hunter, man. Cashflow Hunter says tax-free token. Oh man, you're killing me, man. This guy. Do you dream about tax, man? About not paying tax? That's the only thing he talks about. Almost the only word in his vocabulary. But shout out to you, sir. You're always reminding me to make sure I'm playing the game well, and reduce your tax as much as possible legally. Legally, that's what I suggest. It's just, Paris Johnson said 1%. But yeah, I think I like it, man. The high value token or the high value man token, man. HMV. I don't know, man. Yo, imagine someone like Kevin Samuel, right? Imagine someone like Kevin Samuel started an NFT project and he called it the high value man token, right? He already has the community. Kevin Samuels last year was one of the top 10 uh crypto YouTubers. Top 10, Kevin Samuel was last year was a top 10 YouTuber to be earning who made the most money in super chats, right? In the whole United States, which basically the entire, if he's making more in the United States, he's probably making more in the world. In the United States, he was a top 10 content creator who made the most money in super chats. We're not talking about crypto, and we're not talking about the YouTube ads that you see on his videos. We're not talking about like his consultation business that his community can go and pay to get his service and all that. We're talking about just super chats. He goes live. Shout out to the sponsors of these streams, right? GT Coins who drop some super chat here. Mr. Peter Investor M, right? Also, Mr. Peter Investor M being a member, salute again to you. But so things like this for Kevin Samuel, it happens on a regular basis, every streams to the point where it adds up to be. I think he made like over like $500,000 in super chats last year, right? Top 10 content creator making that much money. And what is he known for? To be talking about high value men. So he already has the community who are willing to pay, right? He already has the wording. He's been marketing it for over a year. So all he has to do is create the cryptocurrencies. People would buy it right then and there. Like he would sell it just for men. And I'm sure he can come up with a word for women too, right? Like he has something like fit, feminine, and friendly or something, or he has a word for female, inspiring, feminine, inspiring, something like that, right? FBI maybe, I don't know, but I'm sure he can come up a token for women, and then he can come up with a token for men. He sell that to both communities. He can make tons of money that way, right? But on top of that, he can actually have a company or startup company owning those brands, two separate brands, one for men, one for women, and then sell it to his communities. Community would buy it, make exclusive amount of numbers, and then this community can resell it on the second market and all. And after you get all these tokens to the community, do the same play. You go to a venture capitalist, say that, hey, this is how much people are buying it, my tokens. This is the market cap of my two tokens. I own this brand. Let's say value this company for $100 million. Let me borrow 20%, or I'll sell 20% of that company to you for $20 million. Right? So something like he could do it. He could do it, but you got to have the business mindset to even conceive something like that and think about it, or take inspiration from project like this by study it, right? You study how they achieved it, and then that can give you some ideas and be creative and do it. But man, shout out to Kevin Simon. I hope he sees this and take some ideas. But high value man token, man, that's something that you can get for it. Salute to Peter Investor. I'm sorry, I'm going to check your comment later. Before the billion, how are you doing, man? Mix Master Miko, how are you doing? Yeah. He made a lot of money. I'm sure he made over 500,000. I know a Fresh and Fit was either first or second. They closed the year being first, and they were around $700,000 in super chats alone. So Kevin Samuel was on the $500,000 range. So yeah, lots of money in super chats. What's up, Peter Investor Ham? What do you think about that? What Elon attempted to do with Dogecoin by adopting their community and associated to SpaceX? I think that's well, I don't even know if that's a smart move because he's not gaining anything out of it, right? Um, from SpaceX alone, like they already had a huge community, just people excited about what he was doing. Um, I think I'm not sure, but I think they also have programmers because there's no people to support the infrastructure of SpaceX, not SpaceX, sorry, Dogecoin. So I don't know if he has his own team working on that, but I mean, he's just playing. To me, what I think he was doing is basically in testing his influence and see how much he can get people. And he wanted to get into crypto world, so he got in it. That's what I think. He was testing. He was just testing his influence and playing with people and saying a tweet to see if the market would rise, and he would do it, and then do the same thing to see if the market falls. But for him as a company, he doesn't necessarily gain anything out of it, right? Like it would have made sense if he says, yeah, like Bitcoin, for example, right? Bitcoin has a lot of value. If he says you can buy my car with Bitcoin, that's kind of like using free marketing of cryptocurrencies to put yourself out there, right? But Dogecoin, maybe you could say that it's a nice marketing move as well, playing on the meme coins. The meme coins actually, each triggered the meme coin era that we had last year. So um, I think it's a marketing play at best, and that's the most he can get out of it. But I don't think, like, in terms of monetary value, direct monetary value, I don't think there is more. But one thing for sure is he cemented himself as one of the most influential people on earth, and that is valuable. So, and knowing that you have that level of power, it's but at the same time, many people lost a lot of money from his tweets. But hey, it is what it is. All right. It is what it is. What's going on, Mr. Awesome? How are you doing, sir? Thank you for being here. And let's see. All right, guys. So to wrap it up, guys, I didn't want to leave this stream too long. But to wrap it up, guys, let's go back on this chart right here. Now, if we're looking at Apecoin, because you will get some utility from using this coin. If you had one of the original NFTs, like this one, for example, you would get up to $100,000 worth of Apecoin. Crazy amount of numbers that you could sell some of it on the market at $10. If we're looking at the chat since inception, had a pump. I think it's actually a nice level here. It didn't break. Normally, what happened is after a hyperbolic run like this, it crashed. So it crashed kind of like 50%, maybe $15, $10. So it's not even 50% crash. So this is a nice price, and it's starting a trend again on the upside. So the hype is still there. So if it breaks this, it's going to go for a new all-time high. But I doubt that it's ready to do that yet, unless there is a bigger announcement that comes sometimes next week. But it's slowly building momentum towards this, and this is a much more sustainable growth as opposed to hyperbolic growth. So it's interesting to see how it goes. One thing that also they did that is very smart is they listed themselves on a lot of exchange all at once. So from day one, you could access it in almost most popular um, exchanges, which open the floodgates to everyone. Make sure that they can leverage the hype as much as possible. This was a very smart move, and one of the ways you can do that is by building on top of Ethereum. This is one of the good advantage of Ethereum. It's because it's older, because a lot of people have built infrastructure for it. Once you start building a coin like that, then you can tap into all of the existing infrastructure. Whereas if you go on Solana, if you go on Terra, Luna, if you go on Polkadot, those infrastructures don't necessarily exist yet. So you have to wait for them to catch up. But Ethereum has been there for a while, and this is the benefit of launching it. But the bad side is when you go in Ethereum, you have high gas fees. So so when the market is gonna go nuts, like we noticed last year when we were having the madness of NFTs going very very high. And a website like this, for example, it creates a lot of pressure on the Ethereum network. The gas fees goes super high. If you're buying something for $20, you could have ended up paying $10 in fees. So it's just not scalable at that point, and Ethereum needs to be fixing that. There is always talk about Ethereum 2.0. We don't know when that's coming. It may never come, and we don't know. That's the risk of Ethereum right now, but there is a lot of value in it. Um, Several $billion worth of value on this platform. And now with the recent addition of Apecoin, this is an additional $3.7 billion on top of this platform. So interesting way to go. I love the way they approach it. You can also see the benefit of going on Ethereum, so you can tap into many different platforms all at once. I don't see a listing on crypto.com. Oh, actually, they do have it here. Crypto.com, not much volumes there, but at least they're there. Decentralized exchange as well, they are there. So, man, they are everywhere. Uniswap version 3, crazy, man, crazy, all at once. So this is the benefit of tapping into Ethereum. You can access all this, but they really work themselves out to plan this out, right? A lot of projects, they start with one, and then later they add exchanges one by one. Then they have a different approach where they basically work on the adding on the exchange first, and then when everything was ready, then they did the launch, which gives everyone the opportunity to go on their favorite exchange and get the coin, which plays a huge factor on the hype, right? They didn't miss the hype. And why they want that is because when they do the airdrop to the NFT owners, they want to make sure the NFT owners can cash out those ape coin that they're receiving for free, so that they can feel that they actually got a reward, got the perks, and made more promotion on their behalf, right? So it's really a smart play all around. And yes. So last words that I would say about Apecoin and the Bored Ape Yacht Club is one of the reason why it is so valuable that even crypto exchanges are willing to pay so much, 450 million, evaluating them at $4 billion. It's because they have built a strong community, but they are also the only crypto company that mastered the current things I'm going to list: IP, intellectual property, right? IP. So indirectly, that means licensing as well. Utility, right? With the perks, because they were the first cryptocurrency NFT project that made this concept popular. You buy the NFT, you get an utility behind it that is unknown for now, but you know you're going to get something, right? So there is a IP, utility, style, right? They made it. They target a lot of magazines, right? To use that as a way to make it part of the culture, right? Function. Now with Apecoin, you can use that as a currency to buy and sell, kind of like just like Shiba did. You can actually use Shiba and to buy and sell in some places. So they're approaching it that way. But more importantly, becomes a symbol of the pop culture now. Now you want people want to replace their own face with these NFTs on social media, right? So they're giving them these NFT more value than their own face, their own profile picture. And they want to say, this is me. So it becomes an identity symbol and an identity status symbol, right? It's very rare for a company of any kind to have this level of influence in the community. But for this to happen in the crypto world with this company, they have mastered the way to do it. And by how they did it is by letting people play with their own imagination. And all they had to do is the NFTs and then select a name: Bored Ape Yacht Club, right? You made it cool. They made it cool to have one. They made like everybody want to get one, and once they see the profit, more people are going to get into it. Superstar wants it, leverage that. Snoop Dogg, Stephen Curry, singers. So it's a very well executed marketing platform and branding platform, and now they're reaping the rewards of all these works, and they have the money now, evaluating at $4 billion on a bear market, guys. This is this this shows strength. This shows strength. I don't know how long this project will last, but one thing for sure is if they're cashing out on and selling their shares, they're building enough equity and money to build the company up and create some values. So there's not that many NFT projects that are successful, but they are the most successful NFT projects in the world as of now, and they really well executed their plan. So that's my conclusion with this. Let me go on the comment section before I wrap it up. But if you have any questions, any last comments, let me know in the comments. I will gladly go over them. Peter Investor M. What about Aave platform? A great platform. Great platform. That's the thing. Right now we are in this time where there is a lot of projects, right? So this is like the what I call the ecosystem projects, where you can use it and build a bunch of things on top of them. There's many of them. You don't know which one's going to be winning, which one's going to lose. My favorite one was Luna, but Terra Luna there, but there are some risk. There are some risk with Terra Luna that I had to sell my shares or my cryptocurrencies with Luna. But each of it, they're all good. None of them are at the level of Ethereum in terms of market cap. In terms of Ethereum will always have this benefit over them for being first, right? Solana is pretty good, but so even Solana right now is having, they reach a point where it's kind of like they're having growing pains in a way, right? So it's this segment of the market is too early to know who's going to be on top. So I guess for me the best way to play it is to watch and observe and choose one or two and see how it goes. Me, I made my bet with Luna, but even now I pull out at profit. And understand also the timing of the market. Is it at the beginning of the bear market? At the end of the bear market, are you buying? Are you buying at the bull market, top of the bull market, at the bottom? Understanding the cycles, right? Like I know in 2020, when Solana was going for like 15, $20, right? And then in 2021 we're going to start the bull run, and you see the advantage they have. That was a great time to buy. So it may not necessarily be a 10-year-old. You don't have enough information to make that choice yet, but it could be a nice 1-year-old depending on the timing. It could be 2 years old depending on the timing. So same thing with Aave, same thing with a lot. To be honest with you, right now, if we're talking about fundamentals, I would say AVAX, uh, um, Avalanche. I would go with that. But Aave again, Aave, Cardano, Ethereum, they're all good platforms. Solana, they're all good. They all have their own risk. It's just that you have to pick your poison and cross fingers. One thing for sure, when one of them do good, all of them will do good, because I think it's like there's a lot of application for all of them. That if they can deliver on what they promise, that's all they need. We need to know which one is going to deliver on what they promise. And right now we're seeing that with Ethereum, we're seeing that with Cardano. They cannot necessarily deliver in time what they promise, and that's a problem, right? So if you're not going to deliver, then I'm not going to get the value that I hope to get out of my investment, and that's the main factor. So at the end of the day, it always comes down to delivering value. Can they keep up? Can they maintain? Can they? And that's how you would evaluate it and understand the cycles as well. Is it a good time to buy right now if we're just starting a bear market? I don't know, right? I don't know. So you need to understand the cycles as well, and if you want to invest in that, um, find the best timing for it. So that's basically what I have to say about it. But for me personally, Luna for a specific reason about currencies, and AVAX, Avalanche AVAX. I talk about that a lot on my and share some documents also on my exclusive Discord. So if you guys are in my exclusive Discord, you've seen some documents that I shared about AVAX. I'll try to find if I can find more information about Avi as well. And for anyone in the exclusive Discord slash Patreon, you can get some pull some report and information, and that could help people make a better decision going long term. Market research, fundamental research, and all that. I'll try to find something tonight maybe and see if I can pull some documents. But thank you for your question here. Thank you very much. Let me see. Still waiting for a tax-free protocol to save us. And I don't know, bro. I don't know. Tax free. It's not up to the cryptocurrencies to be tax free, right? Actually, I know one. I know a cryptocurrency that doesn't charge any fees, any transaction fee, and it's one of the fastest cryptocurrencies I've ever seen. I mean, I still have it. I'm still holding it. I'm still holding it. I bought it last year. Exclusive Discord. We've been talking about it. We're talking about it last year. I helped couple of men because you can't really get it right now. It's not offered in any exchange. You really have it was sold on a pre-sale, like ICO kind of thing. But if you missed that, there was no other way for you to buy it, and then I had to pull a lot of strings to hook a lot of guys in my Discord up with these cryptocurrencies. I still have about $4,000 worth of these cryptocurrencies. About I think it's evaluated at 1 cent. But for you guys in my Discord, especially the OG World Engineerings, you guys know exactly which crypto I'm talking about here. But I do know one. So there is one cryptocurrencies that doesn't accept any transaction fees. It is extremely rare in the cryptocurrency to have, because the way the blockchain works, you kind of need to have that this system to incentivize the stakes or proof of work, right? But this cryptocurrency is designed in a way that absolutely no transaction. It's beautiful to see. I send you $1, you get $1, and I don't have to spend $1.5 to get you $1. Beautiful. Imagine you sending $1 million like that. Oof. And it's extremely fast, extremely fast. XRP used to be like that, but there was still some fees, minimal fees that it would take from you. But now, everywhere you go, they ask you for the tags, slowing down the process. But now this one, whew, mm. Well, crossing finger, man. This is a huge risk, though. Huge risk, but $5,000 right now, to me, it's acceptable as a risk. And then, yeah, I still hold it. I still hold it, but I won't mention it here because this is like exclusive information. I gotta save some for my guys on Patreon and slash Discord. But if you guys are interested, you can always join. I'm actually going to reduce the price on Patreon, so maybe give me next month until I do so. I mean, if you guys want to sign up, you can do it for April. I'm going to only offer one tier, and I'm going to reduce the price so that I can get more people in. But that's basically it, guys. Let's see. Do you have any more questions? Yeah, no transaction fees. Absolutely not. And yes, I think you're going to like this crypto too, because it's not like you can go and easy find there's no way to really track the who owns it. It's not like Monero, but like the ledger is not made public. So I'm saying, and the people that are founding these projects, they're very self-conscious also about privacy. So I guess you could say it's kind of like a privacy coin that you can use for day-to-day commerce transactions and so on. So again, right now I have some intel in 2020 that about these cryptocurrencies. I'm making a long-term huge bet on it. So it's very risky. I got it basically in the pre-sale times, right? Pre-sale. So, you know, they haven't delivered any other than the app and the ability to transfer account. They haven't delivered on anything else. So we still have to wait. But the minute that it's available on a public exchange, I'll start making videos about it on YouTube and we'll see. But at that time, my portfolio might be looking good. But with that said, guys, that's basically it. Let's see any other things. This is the tax where higher. This is the tax where higher for crypto holding. So talking to him this year. Is it on Binance Coin? No, it is not. Um, bro, capital gain tax, donation tax, interest gain tax. Yes, man. But if you start an economy with a specific cryptocurrency, right? You start an economy with a specific cryptocurrencies. I want to have this project in Haiti. This is one of my project in Haiti, guys. Man, I would love to use this cryptocurrency as a base currency, but you I'm going to the groceries. I'm sending you $10 worth of that cryptocurrencies, right? Then you don't have the need to convert it in cash. You go there and you go to the airport, the taxi driver, you give them $5 of that $10, and then you buy food, another sandwich, another $5, right? So you get the currency to run within the community without having to change it into fiat. And that alone can limit a lot of the tax issues. Technically, you still have to declare the gain, but if you go in a country outside of the Western world, smaller countries, you have cryptocurrencies, and then you create a community like El Salvador, for example, where they're only using Bitcoin out of all things, right? They could have used Bitcoin Cash for the same thing. It would have been much faster and cheaper to do, but they're using Bitcoin for those transactions. It could take up to 30 minutes for you to receive your Bitcoin, and it still works, right? So it's just a matter of the will. Can a government, can a leader have the will? And if the will is there will be a way. But there are more and more countries that are becoming Bitcoin friendly, crypto friendly. So we'll see, and they're also tax friendly. So that's the thing, man. If you shout out to Nomad Capitalist, you gotta go where it's treated best. And shout out to the Wealthy Expat. We invited him on the podcast, and where he talks about different countries you can go to get to pay 0% in taxes with cryptocurrencies. So just arm yourself with information, and that way you can go buy yourself an NFT, sell it for over $200,000, and pay absolutely no tax on that. All right. So that's what you want to do, and as long as it's legal and it's you following the law of the countries, that's what matters. That way you can live, enjoy your freedom in peace, and enjoy all the money you saved, you worked so hard to get. But with that said, guys, that's all I had ready for tonight. Thank you very much for your time today. And again, thank you. Shout out to the sponsors of the stream again, JT Coins Ring. Thank you very much. Peter Investor M, again, thank you very much for sponsoring the stream. And it was great enjoying with you guys. If you want to continue the conversation, you can always bring it to the Discord group. I'll add a link on the description at some point, and you can check it out. I also launched a Telegram group. I'll be promoting that later. And yes, guys, make sure you check. You can also find me on IG. Shout out to Paris Johnson, who has also been connecting with me on IG. But you can follow me at JC the Asian Guy. And with that said, guys, let's meet on the next video.
Hey, yeah, it's all about wealth engineering. Might be something that you're not used to. It's okay, cause I'm here to introduce you to concepts, time to grow and make big moves. All about crypto, come see. Stocks and business, yes indeed. Got the info that you need. Hosted by my homie JC. Hey, yeah, wealth engineering. Stacking and stacking it up. It's time to generate wealth till you living like Scrooge McDuck.